Transform your life. How to use negative emotions for success. Have you ever felt stuck, overwhelmed by negative thoughts and emotions? What if I told you that those very feelings could be your greatest tool for success? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Your Name, and today I'm going to share with you how I turned my life around by embracing the very emotions I once thought were holding me back. When I was 19, I was anxious, angry, and felt hopeless. My life seemed like it was going nowhere. But through a lot of hard work and a major shift in mindset, I discovered that those negative emotions weren't my enemies. They were my fuel. In today's video, I'll be sharing my journey and the powerful techniques I used to transform my life. We'll talk about embracing negative emotions, hitting rock bottom, using negative visualization, building frustration tolerance, and questioning negative thoughts. So, if you're ready to take control of your life and turn those negative emotions into your secret weapon for success, keep watching. Let's dive in. Embrace negative emotions script. All right, let's start by talking about something we all experience but often misunderstand: negative emotions. Have you ever felt anxious, angry, or hopeless? I know I have. When I was 19, these feelings were my constant companions. I felt like my life was spiraling out of control, and I didn't see a way out. Society often tells us that negative emotions are bad, that feeling anxious or depressed means there's something wrong with us. But what if I told you that these emotions could actually be your greatest asset? You see, the 1% of people who truly succeed understand that negative emotions can be powerful motivators. Instead of letting anxiety or frustration paralyze them, successful people use these feelings as fuel to propel them forward. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, "I don't feel motivated. I'm too anxious," or "I'm too upset to do this"? We've all been there. But what if, instead of seeing these emotions as barriers, you saw them as energy you could harness? For example, when I was feeling hopeless, I realized that I was letting these negative thoughts dominate and control me. Instead of fighting them or trying to get rid of them, I decided to embrace them. I acknowledged my anxiety, my frustration, and my anger. I accepted them as part of my reality and used them as a catalyst for change. The key takeaway here is that negative emotions aren't inherently bad. It's all about how you use them. By shifting your perspective and seeing these emotions as powerful tools rather than obstacles, you can start to transform your life. Embrace your negative emotions, harness their energy, and let them drive you toward your goals. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by negative emotions, remember, they don't have to hold you back. They can be the very thing that pushes you forward. Let's move on to the next part of my journey and see how hitting rock bottom became a turning point for me. The rock bottom realization. Script. Now let's talk about hitting rock bottom. This is a place many of us have been, and it can feel like there's no way out. For me, rock bottom came in the form of multiple arrests. By the time I was arrested for the 6th time, I knew things had to change. One night, after yet another arrest, the police took me home to my parents' house. I was attending college about 30 minutes away, and I woke up the next morning in my dad's house, filled with dread. I expected him to yell at me, to tell me I was a loser and that I was ruining my life. But instead, he said something that hit me even harder. He told me, "I think you're going to kill yourself. You're going to drink and do drugs until you die." Hearing those words was tough because deep down, I knew he was right. I left that conversation feeling shattered, went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and hated what I saw. I saw a victim, someone letting negative emotions and bad decisions control their life. That moment was my wake-up call. I realized I had two choices: continue down this path and let my life get worse, or take control and turn things around. I chose to fight. That night, I went back to my apartment and made a commitment to myself. I was done being a victim. I made a bold decision. I posted on Facebook declaring that I was going to change my life. I cut off toxic friends, quit partying, and dedicated myself to becoming the person I had always dreamed of being. But I knew that to do this, I needed to start with my mind. Sometimes hitting rock bottom is the push we need to make a drastic change. It's painful, but it can also be the beginning of something great. If you're at rock bottom right now, know that it can be the turning point for you too. Next, I'll share how I used negative visualization to propel myself forward. Negative visualization technique. Script. All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful techniques I use to turn my life around. Negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive, but imagining the worst possible outcomes can actually be a great motivator for change. When I was at my lowest point, I asked myself, what happens if I don't change? I had gained 85 pounds in 2.5 years. I realized that if I continued on that path, I could easily be 500 pounds in 5 years. The thought of that future version of myself was terrifying. It made me realize that I had no choice but to change, not because I wanted to, but because I was terrified of what would happen if I didn't. Negative visualization works by creating a powerful negative future scenario that propels you into action. It's not about wanting to change more, but about being more afraid of not changing. For me, the fear of becoming 500 pounds was much stronger than any desire to fit into a bikini. That fear pushed me to take action. So, how can you apply negative visualization in your own life? Start by asking yourself some tough questions. What happens if I keep going down this path? What will my life look like in 5 years if I don't make any changes? Really think about it. Let the fear of that negative future sink in. Use that fear as a motivator. Here's the key takeaway. Fear can be a powerful force for positive change. By vividly imagining the worst-case scenario, you can create a sense of urgency and drive that helps you take the necessary steps to improve your life. So, next time you feel stuck or unmotivated, try negative visualization. Picture the worst possible outcome and use that fear to fuel your actions. It worked for me, and it can work for you too. Now, let's move on to another crucial aspect of my journey, building frustration tolerance. Building frustration tolerance script. Now let's talk about something essential for achieving long-term goals. Building frustration tolerance. Many of us struggle to reach our goals because we can't handle frustration and discomfort. I was no different. When things got tough, I used to give up or avoid the situation altogether. Studies show that people who achieve high goals have a high frustration tolerance. They can endure a large amount of unwanted thoughts and feelings to achieve something significant. So, how do you build this crucial skill? There are 3 steps I use to build my frustration tolerance: acceptance, labeling, and creating realistic mental cues. Step 1 is acceptance. Instead of spending energy trying to rid yourself of negative emotions like anger, anxiety, or sadness, accept them. Understand that these feelings are a natural part of life and they don't define you. Step 2 is labeling. When you feel a strong emotion, identify it and label it. Say to yourself, I am feeling frustrated, or I am feeling anxious. This helps you separate yourself from the emotion and reduces its power over you. Step 3 is creating realistic mental cues. Instead of using affirmations that might feel fake, use realistic statements that acknowledge your feelings, but also remind you of your capability to overcome them. For example, instead of saying, I am a confident, successful person when you don't feel that way, say, I may feel anxious and frustrated, but I can achieve my goals if I work hard and stay consistent. Let me share a personal example. When I was 85 pounds overweight and struggling, saying, I am a fit and confident person felt like a lie. Instead, I told myself, I may feel overwhelmed and frustrated, but I can lose this weight if I take it one step at a time. This realistic approach helped me stay motivated and gradually build my frustration tolerance. By accepting my emotions, labeling them, and creating realistic mental cues, I was able to build the frustration tolerance needed to stick with my goals. It's a gradual process, but with practice, you'll find that you can handle more and more discomfort without giving up. Questioning negative thoughts. Script. All right, now let's discuss another critical technique that helped me turn my life around. Questioning negative thoughts. Often we accept our negative thoughts as facts, letting them dictate our actions and emotions. But what if I told you that you don't have to believe everything you think? I used to think, I'm so fat, I'll never lose weight, or I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed. These thoughts felt so real and convincing, but then I learned that thoughts are not facts. They're just mental events. Here's how I started questioning and challenging my negative thoughts. There are 4 key questions I ask myself whenever a negative thought pops up. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? How does this thought make me feel? What would it be like if I didn't believe this thought? Let's break these down. The first question is it true? For example, if I think, I'll never lose weight, I ask myself, is it true? Well, maybe it's not entirely true because I haven't tried everything. The second question is it absolutely true? This means, is there no possibility at all that this thought could be wrong? When I really think about it, I realize it's not absolutely true because there are many things I haven't tried yet. The third question is, how does this thought make me feel? Negative thoughts often make us feel discouraged, anxious, or depressed. Recognizing this helps us see how unproductive these thoughts are. And the final question is, what would it be like if I didn't believe this thought? Imagining a life where you don't buy into these negative thoughts can be incredibly liberating. It opens up possibilities and motivates you to take action. By asking these 4 questions, I started to see that my negative thoughts were not as powerful or true as I once believed. This helped me break the link between feeling and behaving, giving me the freedom to act despite my doubts and fears. So next time you're plagued by negative thoughts, remember to question them, challenge their validity, and imagine how different your life could be if you didn't believe them. This simple practice can transform your mindset and set you on a path to success. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with a final thought. Transforming your life is not just about setting goals or making changes, it's about mastering your mindset. Throughout my journey, I've shared with you some powerful techniques that have helped me overcome adversity and achieve my goals. Embracing negative emotions taught me that they can be fuel for success, not obstacles to avoid. Hitting rock bottom was my wake-up call, showing me the urgency of change. Negative visualization empowered me to envision a better future and take decisive action. Building frustration tolerance gave me the resilience to push through challenges, and questioning negative thoughts helped me break free from self-limiting beliefs. I hope these insights have resonated with you and inspired you to take control of your own journey. Remember, transformation is a process. It's about consistently choosing growth over comfort and resilience over defeat. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips on personal development and success strategies. Until next time, stay positive, stay focused, and keep pushing forward. You have the power to create the life you truly desire. Take care and see you soon.